Hey kids, it's time for
Surf Shorts!
Welcome to the Surf Shorts Podcast, an innovator in modern storytelling, looking towards the future, using business terms like radical, off the lip, caught inside, and totally tubular. Surf Shorts, the storytelling podcast, recorded on VHS, then downloaded to cassette for maximum audio quality. It's totally radical.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to Surf Shorts. I've got today here with me, Clint. What's up, dude?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing great. You know, we recorded a story before and we had to just talk about it. You know, the last time you were on the show, you were talking about learning to surf, right?
Yeah.
And for people that aren't familiar, I'm talking to Clint Runyon. And Clint, where do you live? You live up in...
I'm in Jacksonville.
Yeah, Jacksonville, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't say last names a lot, but it's Clint. All right, so I'm talking to Clint, and Clint is a Marine, ex-Marine.
Former Marine.
You're always a Marine, though, right? Semper Fi, am I right?
Yes, hoorah. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, if anybody out there is making fun of me for saying that, you should, because, you know, I'm just saying things that I know, right?
Yeah,
but
that's good.
So you grew up doing extreme sports and stuff, and you were in Oregon, but it wasn't surfing, you know, because you were in a small town. You weren't quite on the beach, so you were BMX biking, you were skateboarding, you were mountain climbing, you were left an obvious one out there. Skateboarding, mountain climbing, snowboarding. That's the other thing. Yeah. So you were getting your kicks, and then you enlist in the Marine. You're a big boy. You're big. You're fit, right? You go down your Camp Pendleton, like da 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 da, time to surf, right?
Yeah.
So tell everybody about that first. Somebody goes, "Hey, dude, you want to surf? Here's a surfboard." So tell them about it.
Yeah. So the first time I got handed a pointy nose shortboard.
Yeah, like a 6'2", 6'3", something like that.
Yeah, I want to say it was like a 6'3" or 6'4", something like that.
And you were how tall?
I'm 6'2".
Yeah. And you're a big boy.
Yeah.
Like,
well, at the
you're
time,
muscular.
At the time, I was, at that time when I joined the Marine Corps, I was 6'2" and pushing 200 pounds, but I was like training 24/7.
Yeah.
24/7.
Fit. That's what I'm saying. So you've got a 90s shortboard, 6'4" at best, right?
Yeah.
Like,
maybe 2.5 inches thick. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Kids today, you would think this was a water ski. So he's out there trying to learn in Southern California, and nobody is giving him any advice, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Nobody's helping. And in the 90s, it wasn't a thing, man. Like, there's no surf schools. There was none of that stuff. And to be really honest, I wouldn't have gone to a surf school anyways. I was going to figure it out one way or another.
So how many times did you go out trying to catch waves and stuff? But
oh man,
how many times?
I'm not ashamed to say it would have been dozens.
Yeah, you were going for it.
I was going for it, and I was going to figure it out. Period.
Yeah.
Like, one way or another, I was going to figure it out, and I would just get annihilated. I'd just get pounded over and over and over again.
So dudes that could surf well would be just down from you. Instead of helping you, they just watch you get pounded, right?
Yep. I wouldn't surf the peak. I was wise enough. I was wise enough to stay in my lane, so to speak. I wasn't going to get in anybody else's way. I'd take the scraps. I was fine with, trying to figure out the process, but nobody was saying a word.
Yeah.
They weren't helping out. And I fully understand that time frame and what was going on. And
there was a lot of localism in Southern California at the time. It was different, and surfing was different. So this is a point that I wanted to make last time you were on here. I was a surf instructor for the town of Riceville Beach. Right?
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
No. It was like, hey, you want to do this? I was like, oh, yes. I mean, that was about how technical it was. And this is before the other surf schools, right? So, I would get up. I lived on a sailboat. I'd get up and I would go down to the pier at 7 a.m. and we'd have 6 kids, right? At that time, they brought their own boards. Now everybody has foam boards, or we provide them. I think even the town of Wrightsville Beach provides the foam boards now. I'm not sure.
What year was this, roughly?
I'm doing this in 97, 98, 99, something like that. So anyway, I have the kids and I'm like pushing them in the waves. And I got pretty good at it. Right. So you're talking about, oh, I'm out there, I'm struggling. I'm out 24 times trying to surf this tiny board. No one's telling me what to do. No one's pointing out the obvious, dude, this surfboard's too small to you. There's no like friendly guy on the beach or in the parking lot that puts his hand on your shoulder and like, hey, brother. So I was thinking about that. And, you know, I'm at the pier in Surf City, Topsail Island, like quite often.
Right.
And you see people learning all the time. I do the surf club for Topsail High School, and we teach kids, anybody that comes out, right?
Yeah.
And I was thinking though, you're a Marine. It's different. And I've been out there, right? And seen like an adult or someone that is like just kooking bad, right?
Yeah.
And I've like paddled over there. I'm like, hey, bro, you know, let's slide. They could be older than me, younger than me. Hey, bro, slide back a little bit. And I think I mentioned it when we were off the air. Literally this summer or last summer, I don't remember, probably both summers, I went over to an adult man who was like my age. He's getting murdered, right? He's on a foam board.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, I know you don't know me, but just let me push you into this wave. Scoot back 3 inches, you know?
Yep.
And then like I take this stranger, right? And it's like small, knee high, glassy day or whatever. And I push them. I push them down the angle, down the line at just the right angle. And they wobble through their feet and they stand up.
Perfect.
Right?
Perfect.
Yeah. And like,
Perfect.
I saved that person a year.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
And nobody did that for you.
No.
Because you were a Marine. Like, and I'm thinking, you know, like I see Marines come out all the time.
Yeah.
Just like you were. Yeah. They're young kids. They're down here. They're looking for girls. They got a surfboard. They got muscles. They could break me in two, you know, and I'm this thin 50-year-old with a gray beard. Right. And I see a surfboard. I'm like, you have no chance. Right. And unless like we naturally like end up having a conversation on the steps or in the parking lot or something, I don't say anything to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So because
I understand. Yeah.
They're intimidating.
Yeah.
And they're strong.
Yeah. I never thought about that. I don't think about that.
I think that's why nobody helped you.
Man.
Because you're a badass.
No, I don't know about that, but
no,
I can
you could have been cooking, but still.
Yeah. I can see why. I can absolutely see why nobody would approach. So I don't even like, you were talking about helping people out and that's just a phenomenal story of telling, you know, of just saying, hey bro, let me just do this one thing. And it's, you know, if you're okay with it, I'll really help you out. And it probably changes, you know, surfing life, like just like that.
Yeah.
I make it I will like make it a point to go out of my way. I will find a way to get to that person. And I don't get invasive or weird or anything, but like if I can help somebody and they're in my vicinity, so to speak, and I know they're struggling. Yeah. I will make it a point to get to them and just give them like, if you just bear with me for just a second, I'll give you like a bite, a piece, you know, to help you adjust whatever it is you're doing. And when you see that instant, the light bulb kicks on and they're like, oh man, like, and they're like, you know, whether it's just, hey, create the triangle, bro. That's all you got to do is create the triangle. And they're like zipping into a wave and you're like,
and you're like, you're welcome. And then you slowly float away like the nuns in the Blues Brothers. Disappear off into the mist, right?
Yeah. But it's just the best, like,
it's a great feeling, isn't it?
It's a phenomenal feeling, and seeing somebody who is going through the struggle and you know they want it. You know, you can see they want to achieve it. When you see that person take the next step. Yeah. When the click happens and it's just, that gets me jazzed. Yeah. That's super, super cool because that light bulb kicks on and they've just done something that they could not do before, that wasn't achievable to them before. They were missing information. Yeah. You gave them just a nugget.
That's right.
And then it's the ocean. Good stuff. It's the ocean, man. Yeah. I'm going to get out of the way. You know, you go back to doing what you're doing. I'm going to go back to doing what I'm doing. You know,
that's cool. Yeah. Last thing I'll say about that is a couple years ago, my son's, he's a pretty good surfer, whatever. He's mostly a motocross racer, but he's a pretty good surfer, right? And we've got the Sushi 5.8. I don't know if you know what they do. Well, your kids aren't that right age now, but the Sushi 5.8 is a foam surfboard that's been out forever. It's plenty stiff. It's a really nice shape. If it was a little bit stiffer, I'd ride it myself. It's just foam, right? It was $99 at Costco, right? This is what it is. He loves it. So easy to surf. We're out there. It's a glassy day, and he is just getting wave after wave after wave. And I'm just standing there pushing him in. It's a couple years ago. So he's like 9.
Yeah.
And he's like almost getting slotted. Pushing and pushing. And there's a kid like literally 20 feet away from us. And he's got a foam surfboard too. And his dad doesn't know how to do it. And he's pushing him out. And then the waves landing on the kid's back. And the board is just so crappy. It's flexing on him. And I literally go to the kid. It's like, you've got to ride this surfboard. My son's like, what? I'm like, take the leash off. And he's like, but I'm surfing. I was like, take this leash off and you're just going to tread water right here for a minute. This kid's going to get a ride. Yeah. And the other dad's like, what? And I'm almost like, just kidnap his son, throw him on my son's board, angle him off, push him. First wave, he goes like 100 yards. Yeah. And the dad's like, thank you so much. And my son was like, okay, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I've done that. I've what you just said. I've done that with grown men. I surf on base. So to the Onslow crew, the guys who are going to Onslow when nobody else is around, it's a great place to surf, but it's also a very solemn, like you're out there on your own. Yeah, the closest I've surfed to there is Bear Island. Yep. But I've been out there when we've had Marines that'll come out and they're just. Same thing. And I legit, I'll just go over and be like, hey bro, can I give you just give me just a split second. And 99.9% of the time they see this, old guy with a beard and they're like, oh, he might know what he's talking about. I'll give him just 1 or 2 bits and 5 seconds later they're, they may not be cranking, but they're like getting into waves and going through the process. And to me, man, that made the, for me, that's as cool of a day as that's good. And then, since you're a surfboard shaper, you walk up into the parking lot, you slide that business card under the windshield wiper and just go on home. Hey man, thanks so much. No worries. I really appreciate it.
No worries. Take care.